Hello. Welcome back to our studio. So last night I reworked on this painting a little bit after streaming. So I refined the face line and also the gradation on the body. So if you're a beginner, this is pretty much the main thing that you wanna get on your canvas. You don't need to worry about details. You don't have to worry about the texture or the feathers. But I want you to pay attention to the big shapes and also create nice gradation between the light and the shadow. So that's what we accomplished yesterday, and today I want to work a little bit on the face without too much detail. So the beginning portion of this demo will be perfect for beginners and intermediate painters if you don't want to get into too much advanced details. And if we are more experienced painter, then you can keep following me and work on more details. But either way, I want you to enjoy watching my demo. And if you have any questions, you can just type in a live chat, and I will try to answer as much as I can as I go. So here is the gridded reference image. So if you wanna paint with me or draw with me, you're welcome to take a screenshot so that you have your local copy in your hand and paint from that, because I'll be moving this reference image out of this display so that you can see my palette and the mixing area. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to mix my grays, because that's the main thing that we need for Charlie. Charlie is the California quail that we rescued and have our pet in the house. So I got some really nice footage of him, and this is my favorite photo. So the title of the painting is going to be Charlie in Orange. That you can paint any way you want. All right, so today as usual, I have titanium white on my palette, and I also have cadmium lemon yellow, permanent rose, and ultramarine blue. If you have alizarin crimson, it's okay to substitute with that. But just know that it will be a little bit darker than permanent rose. And the black is the custom black I made from 3 primary colors of yellow, red, and blue. No white. So what I'm going to do right now is to mix my custom black a little bit more so that I have a series of gray made from my custom black, or the primary 3 primary colors. So I'm gonna instead of taking the fresh paint, okay, do this. I have my tempered glass palette propped up right next to my canvas on the same easel so that you can see my mixing area and color choice at the same time. And also I have my tablet next to my canvas to see my reference image. That's tablet just on the easel. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna clean up this area of the palette. Alright, so I'm gonna take some blue. Permanent rose. Maybe a little bit. Might have grabbed too much blue for this. I'm gonna get more permanent rose. So after mixing very dark purple, I'm gonna add yellow to desaturate this purple. So basically that's going to be my black, the darkest gray. Part of the reason I like using my custom black is that because I'm using limited palette, pretty much entire painting is sharing the same series of pigment, and that makes my painting look more harmonious in terms of color. And also, this is kind of like my beginning ritual of painting. This helps me calm down and clear up my thoughts. It's like gateway, like it's almost a spiritual gateway to my creative flow. So I don't like pre-mixing this the day before, something like that, because that defeats the purpose of having this moment to just settle down and just settle into my creative mode. And as I lighten this with more white, I will be adding more and more yellow to make the gray warm enough, because you're going to see this more purple. Having so much more blue and yellow in the mixture. Okay, so this I'm gonna mix this with existing black, which leans more purple. Blue and more rose. So that's my black. I'm gonna just put this over here on my palette so that I have a bigger mixing area for grays. So I'm gonna take some of this for gray. I'm gonna add white. Don't want to contaminate my white palette too much, so I'm gonna just scrape it off on the palette as much as I can. Okay. You see it's showing more purple as soon as I put white. I was afraid it would be too green, because I knew I put more yellow than I needed. Now I know I was too off. And the more you do this mixing practice, the faster your mixing process of with palette knife will become. Just a matter of practice. And also, believe me or not, you are training your eyes to see the colors more like an artist, because I'm judging this, I'm evaluating the value and the color temperature. What's in front of me, and I have total freedom to modify this color any way I want. And the beautiful thing about this limited palette method is that I don't have to worry about which red to use, which blue to use, which yellow to use, because I have only one of each. And that, as far as I'm concerned, that's all I need. Okay, so now I'm seeing more green tint, so I'm gonna add red, because red is complementary color of green. I know that you showed up here for painting lessons, so this is more like crash course on color mixing. That's okay, because I'm already looking at this mixture and the painting with the grayscale and how I'm going to paint this grayscale better on Charlie. So I want this to be as neutral as I can, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we can always modify with these three primaries. I'm going to separate this, so this is going to be dark gray. I can modify this. This is just these are the mother colors. Okay, now I'm going to add more white to this because I want lighter version. So I have a value scale view and grayscale and value finder card cut into half and sandwiched between my glass palette and the backboard on the left side of my palette. You can easily see how dark my purple mixture is in relation to this grayscale. So even without explaining which value basically means how dark or how light the color is. You see, every time I add white, I am finding more lavender in it. So I'm adding yellow to offset that, because yellow is complementary color of purple or lavender. Complementary color basically means the opposite color of the color wheel. So if you have violet, which is the darker version of the mixture on my palette, the complementary color means the opposite of the color wheel. So in this case it's yellow. Okay, so this is getting better. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow and I'm ready to paint. Just cleaning up the left edge of the palette so that I can rest my pinky on the edge of the palette for stabilizing my hand for painting tiny spots. Learned that from my lesson yesterday. Getting paint on my pinky all over. So that shows you the benefit of having a big palette for color mixing. But just for the sake of painting demo, I have this compact palette sized for the demo, and also propped on the easel instead of on the table. Okay, so yesterday I was using number 4 flat Bristol brush for background and all the big shapes. Since I'm done with blocking in I think I was using this filbert, number 4 filbert. I'm not gonna use big brushes today. I'm gonna be mainly using number 2 or smaller. Okay, so I'm scanning the reference image and looking for some obvious thing that I want to fix. Okay, so I think you had, unfortunately, have to remove this gridded reference image, but you can see my reference image with that grid on the right bottom corner. Let's see what I'm looking at. Now also you can see my painting. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with darkest dark again, because it's going to be really hard to re-establish once I start touching lighter color with this paint with the same brush. So this throat, the throat of Quail, throat of Charlie is black. So this entire thing, entire face is black below his eye and beak, and there's a little bit of highlights on top of it, so it makes sense to cover this area with darkest gray or black. So just a quick reminder that I had this black shadow under his beak in place based on the original drawing, and also the root of this plume. Plume is this bundle of long black feathers. It's called plume. There are normally they have 6 feathers bundled up, but sometimes they are replacing feathers, just like we shed hair and let new hair grow back. It's just the same thing. So they don't always have 6 of them, but they usually have 6 of them. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is the root of the plume and the shadow shape, black shadow of the beak is these are the landmark for his eye. So if you use your brush handle and line up, you will see where the eye starts and where eye ends. I think this needs to. Oh, that's right. This looks good. So I'm working in the darkest color in this plumage pattern, so that we can overlay highlights on top of the base. And that's how you can express these small feathers instead of painting individual feathers or hair. So we're oversimplifying at the beginning. And if you're a beginner, you need to make sure that you really nail this blocking stage. And the size and placement of these shapes is very important. That's what suggests what this subject is. So the part of the reason I love painting on small canvas for study is that I want to make sure that my painting is working even as a thumbnail. So I touched the light color with my brush and it's contaminating my black. So I'm gonna pay more attention to avoid that and keep wiping the brush after touching different colors. I'm just laying down dark colors, dark paint. Wipe and I'm gonna get more black. Work on the nostril. His nose. Alright, I touched it. I have to wipe with paper towel. The paint is still wet, so the paint will move with the brush if you push it hard. I think it needs to go a little bit further back. I clean the brush and I'm just gonna move this yellow ochre on the canvas. I probably need to grab more yellow ochre. So I didn't clean my palette too much last night, so I can keep using the same mixture. So that's what I'm utilizing. Add more here. There's too much pink in it. Okay, it's more like it. In case you were wondering, the brush I'm using right now is number Rosemary Company round. So round is a type of the brush, and 0 is the size of this brush. Rosemary and Company is located in England, so they are imported to the US. It's not very easy to get, but it's possible through some US distributors. Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm done with black paint before I move on to the next color. So on Charlie's face, this area is black, and behind the eye, it's actually just dark gray. So is his back. But for this painting method, I'm treating everything in a shadow as if they are really dark gray, and we're gonna layer more lighter grays on top of that. Okay, so let's work on the eye. Switch to another brush. This one is also round brush number 0 that I was using earlier for this painting. So I'm saving this one, the Rosemary brush, for dark paint, and I'm gonna use this white brush for light color, so that I don't have to worry about getting the brush contaminated with unwanted color. I'm gonna put this gray on just one side to just lighten it a little bit more. Just gonna re-establish his beak, because his beak is actually black instead of white or brown, and it's dry, so it looks more like gray, but when it's wet, it is black. Then we can re-establish the highlight with a little bit of yellow and white. Just a hint of yellow to that. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit of darker version on the beak to just to create a more realistic form, but I'm not gonna overdo it. And I still don't want to lose the trace of this dark shadow on the beak. Now I'm going to add the yellow ochre on top of his head. I have a feeling this may be a little bit too light, but so basically it's yellow, a little bit of white, and custom black. So it's very grade yellow. I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna have a little bit more gold. If it's too yellow, just add more rose, and that will make it more like lighter brown instead of yellow ochre. But it's because he's California quail, it's not red head, it's yellow ochre, and there's gradation from the base of from the edge between just above the white band on the head. So it's not, there's a gradation from yellow ochre to black before you reach this white headband. There's a little bit of backlighting toward the end of this silhouette. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of jaggedy edge outside of this crown or the edge of the head. Maybe needs more white. Now I'm creating the halftone between the black and yellow ochre to bridge this extreme differences. Okay, I'm gonna go into his forehead with more yellow ochre. It looks overexposed on the photo, but I'm gonna use my knowledge of Charlie's face and fix this problem. So it helps to have multiple different photos of the subject in case the reference photo is too overexposed or too blurry, but you really want to use that particular composition because you like that you attach to the design or a particular scene, so you can supplement that missing piece of information with additional reference photos. Cleaning my hands with baby wipe before I start tracing paint all over my table. So I have my water cup in the thermal. I have my drinking water in my thermal cup like this, and it's spill proof. Also, it assures me that I don't accidentally drink liquid from my Gamsol container or dip dirty brush into my drinking cup like coffee or tea. So like this is foolproof, accident proof, but it's important to keep dehydrated. Stay rehydrated. All right. Just gonna add a little bit more yellow ochre, just the base, just in front of the base of the plume. It's not really visible, so I need to, okay, there you go. All right. What's next? Okay, I'm gonna fix this white headband just behind his ear. So it's a little bit darker because it's turning away from the light. So I'm gonna add a little bit of gray to this white highlight color, and you'll see how it looks on the canvas. It's always important to test it. Okay, so now it's not pure white, but it's lighter than the surrounding black. And also, you can start suggesting these feathers. I will show you what I mean by that. So on the white headband, you see these feathers fanning away, like moving away from the center of face. And that's what I'm creating with lighter gray. And also, I noticed that the white mark on his cheek and his neck may be too black and needs to be broken up a little bit, because it's not, it looks more like white paint rather than individual feathers. So for example, right here, it's moving away from his beak, and this is where his ear is, right behind his cheek. This is his ear. But this part was a little too bright, so I'm toning it down with just lighter gray, but it's much lighter than the surrounding, so it looks more like white feathers. Now I can go back to pure white, a little bit of yellow ochre, and just touch up this white band on under his throat in the lid side in the light. Alright, I need to fix this black on his throat. I touched white, so I need to wipe with paper towel. Okay, now it looks more clean. Okay, let's work on his eye. extend this a little bit more. Okay, so at the end of the day, yesterday's painting session, I extended this eye area with black, so the entire area of his eye is blocked in with black. So I will demonstrate it again. I'm gonna take black and paint the entire eye hole. Just a little bit of line that connects his eye to the nostril, just above the beak. Cleaning up this wide highlight for the cheek. Alright. Now I'm gonna take another brush for the light color. I'm gonna pick up light gray, but it's about, let's see, I'll test it. This value 3 on grayscale. So I don't want to go overboard. Now I'm gonna draw his eyelid with this little brush. Okay, I can go a little bit lighter. But it's not as light as the white headband. So I'm shaping the brush to skinny chisel on the palette. So when I rotate it, it's nice and wide, and when I rotate it this way, it's nice and skinny. And I want to use this skinny side. I want to show the detail. Okay, I'm just zooming. I'm going to zoom in on the camera a little bit so you can see the detail a little bit better. Like I can go a little, this one notch lighter before I get to the highlight color. So I'm gonna grab more white. Doesn't have to be pure white. I'm gonna mix this. Just using the brush to do this because it's small amount. You don't need a palette knife for this. So the front side of his eyelid is lighter. I wiped my brush with paper towel and I want to reload the lighter gray. Now I'm gonna go back with black using another brush. The brush for the dark. Now I can carve out this eyelid with black. And every time I touch the gray, I just wipe it with paper towel. You really need to be placing your hand somewhere on the easel. Really light touch. So if you are new to oil painting and don't have this kind of tiny brushes, now you know that the next thing you need to do is to buy and get the fine brushes like this. It would be nice to have 2 of them at least. If you don't have a skinny brush, you can still do that the same way and carve out the shape of eyelid with just number 2 brush or number 1. Okay, so you don't need to render everything for the abstract version. So now I'm gonna take a fine brush and put highlight. This is the highlight color, and I'm gonna put the highlight reflection on the eye. That's black, so I wipe and reload the paint. No paint on my brush. If you don't have fine brush, you can even do this. You can use the end of this is number 2 brush, but I can use the other end of the brush handle. Do this over and demonstrate for you. Okay, so suppose you got this black eye, then now you're gonna just use the end of the brush handle, grab your white, done. Now I think it's a little too bright. I'm gonna mix that with a little bit of gray. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna use gray, light gray. And just carving out the shape of the highlight. Alright, I'm gonna take gray. You get the idea. So ideally, nice to have a small brush. I'm gonna go back and re-establish the dark. So this, for now, we don't need too much detail inside the eye. I just want to have black eye. Nice and round black eye. I think it works better with the other brush designated for light color, right? Now back to dark gray, and I'm gonna clean up the edge of the eyelid. And I'm just gonna blend the transition from the yellow ochre forehead to dark gray above his eye. Every time I touch the white headband, I need to wipe with paper towel. right behind this white mark on the cheek, it's actually light, it's dark gray, it's not black like his front face. So I'm adding some highlight to this section above on his ear and then behind his eye. Alright, I'm gonna sit back and evaluate. I'm gonna a little bit more highlight. Has this horizontal line coming from the right to left, looking like whisker on cat face. And black again to touch up the black shape. So on the back of his head, it's like the mixture of black hair and light gray hair. So when they are blended, they look like gray. So the base needs to be black. Also creating jaggedy edges around his neck, and this creates the illusion of the feathery texture. Okay, so there you have it. See, I'm gonna zoom out and see what we got. It's not too bad so far. So if you are a beginner, this is as far as you need to go. You don't need to worry about refining. And if you don't have time, this is where I would call finish, especially if I'm doing like limited, like a quick draw or quick finish demonstration in the public or art show. This is how much as far as I would bring to finish, and I've been selling my paintings like this as is. So I'm gonna take a sip of water. Another thing about having a thermal cup is that it keeps my drink nice and warm while I'm painting, so I don't have to worry about getting my drink cold. Alright, so from here it's more advanced. I'm gonna start defining and adding some texture. So first thing I'm gonna touch up is the point of the feather of the plume. So this is combination of yellow, ochre, and white. So after putting a white stroke, I'm just gonna suggest the little detail with just with the edge between the black and white highlight. I don't want to call too much attention to this. And I'm going to define his eyelid a little bit more. Now we blocked in the basic color of the eye. So this is very pale gray. Just gonna keep using the same brush for this operation. I'm gonna keep wiping my brush. I'm enhancing the contrast. I want to maintain nice gradation on his ear from lit side to shadow side. So every time I touch the light color, I need to wipe with paper towel. He want to have a little better transition on his crown. I want to give you a more close-up look. Now I want to add a little bit of yellow ochre for his iris. Maybe I'm going to combine dark gray and yellow ochre. Test this. Then I need to go back and add the pupil. Not sure if it's even showing. But I think what's more important is to have his eyelid, the lower eyelid. Starting to look more slanted eye, so we gotta do something to fix this. Sometimes it it was better like 10 minutes ago. It's not easy to work on small canvas. If this was much bigger, like 12 by 12 inch or something like that, then it'll be fun to work on the detail, but maybe this is too much. Or not. I like challenging myself. And that's how you get better. fresh white. Need to keep wiping my brush before I reload fresh paint for the highlight. There you go. I'm using the gray to reshape the highlight. Come on, work on this iris. Oh, that's working better. I'm just grabbing this muted yellow. That's good enough for now. I'll add a little bit of darker gray on the beak. I want to have a nice gradation on the beak so that it shows a form from the lit side to dark side instead of just two blocky values. Now, although this is black face, the lit side is very light, except for some black patches. It's not easy to express that this base color is black. Just adding a few highlights. A suggestion of these light spots on his neck. Then I'm gonna move to a little bit darker gray, turning away from the light. I have to clean my hands. Alright, how are we doing? So when I'm cleaning my hands with baby towel, baby wipe, I get to sit back and evaluate how my painting is going. So it's kind of an important part of the process to have dirty hands and clean them. Okay, I know what's missing. It's missing. We're gonna have a just for a forehead hair. When you're holding your brush, paintbrush, with very close to the bristle with the fingers, you tend to get so close to the canvas and you're not seeing the bigger picture. I think the head needs to be a little bit taller. Just adding some highlights. I'm gonna go back to the background color and fix his forehead. I want to use the brush designated for highlight for this operation. The shadow inside his nostril is a little bit pinkish because it's just a little bit warmer inside. So this is not the highlight section. I feel comfortable using this brush because it has more finer point. So this section is the lightest spot because it's closer to the light source, and the lower part of the beak needs to be slightly less. So I need to darken it a little bit. A little white on the tip of his beak. That's more like it. Alright, now I'm ready to work on the feathers on the chest. What I'm going to try is to use a bigger brush and we're gonna go into a smaller brush. So now this layer is getting a little bit tacky because I painted this last night. So I'm gonna start painting the shadow of these overlapping feathers. Since the light source is on the right, the edge of the right, the left edge of the feathers need to be darker and sharper. And as the light as you go away from the light source, because the form is round, the shadow edge becomes softer and start receiving the light again. So that's what I'm trying to create here. Like for example, right here, dark and then lighter. I'm trying to say exactly where this transition needs to happen. We will try it at the lower part of painting first. You can practice here. So you want to start from the right side and drag the brush to the left. Just went over there because it was too black. I'm gonna do more down here on the left side. Now I can do the same thing with dark gray. The other way, from left to right. So because he's facing us and turning his head to the right, there's a little bit of twist on his chest. Like that. So I'm flicking the brush from left to right, but mainly from bottom, from down to up. To create the suggestion of this overlap. Okay, that was too light, so I'm gonna switch to darker gray. So you need to have some contrast between the base layer and this new layer. remember we started out with darker base. Now we are layering lighter version of the feathers. So I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna create a lighter version of this gray, it's more white. I'll add a little bit more yellow to warm it up. And test this. Can go a little bit lighter. So as I go from right to left, this gray needs to get darker. Let's see how much lighter I can get. You can see this grayscale card under my glass palette. I want to add a little bit of this white, a little bit more pink. Doesn't matter where the pink comes from. Getting darker towards the bottom. Wrong color. You can also use the skinny side of the brush instead of using the wider face. So you can rotate and use the skinny part. Suggest this fluffy down along the edge. Okay. Just flicking the brush into the background. fine-tune some shadows between the feathers with my number 0 brush. Just re-establishing the dark shadows between the feathers. Because he's turning his head, you can see almost the base of feathers around his neck, so that's really dark. Express this quivers. I think I'm gonna just draw a thick stripe, and maybe I'm just gonna add smaller strokes for suggesting the texture. Is a fresh brush to grab this black. It's not getting any darker, it's getting lighter. So when I scratch the surface of the wet paint, it reveals this pink, like rosy underpainting. I used permanent rose to tone the canvas, and I don't want to call too much attention toward the edge of, like especially the bottom edge of the canvas. So I'm covering that up with another layer, another note of black. Now I'm gonna go back to the gray and modify the edges. think needs a little bit of highlight on the front face. Neckline needs to get a little bit skinnier, going around his neck, his throat. Crafting this white paint with the same brush. Nice thing about oil painting, because I can just move around the pigment for a long time. Clean up the white headband with a dark color. So suggesting that it's not just like white fabric band, like white solid band. It has some missing spots just here and there. Just a few spots. Rubbing dark gray and just reworking on the face. Just contouring. There's a smaller brush. It's the same size, but for this blend, number 0 is a lot finer. Now just dark outline around the eyelid really opens up his eye. Using series of short strokes. Refining around, just outside of his eyelid. His eyelid is like gray. Coming along, can give you a closer view. Let's see. How's that? Thinking maybe the top of his head can be a little bit even lighter. Let's see. this is custom yellow ochre with more white. Add a little more yellow. It adds a little bit of glow. This is pure white with a hint of yellow ochre. I want this to be nice and light. Because he's a California quail, he has a yellow ochre on his head and his forehead. It would be fun to paint this portrait on like oversized canvas, like 3 feet by 3 feet. Monumental painting have that. Highlight. It's too light. Because his face is black. I have to remember that the photo may be overexposed, so don't want to make everything too light like the photo. I think I'm gonna have a little bit better transition between the crown of his head and this white headband. So I'm getting the half tone between the yellow ochre and dark. Working on his eyelid. Need to keep my hand steady. So basically I'm making his eyelid lighter in value. I started out with kind of middle gray, and now I'm using more white added to that. I want to capture his personality in this eye. Curious and bored. Now using the same brush, I'm gonna go into the shadow part of the eye. Whoa. It's nice. Because I touched the white, I need to wipe. It's really tempting to keep using the same brush with the same area. Angle needs to be a little bit steeper. There you go. Yellow ochre here. Maybe a little lighter. Re-establish the highlight on his eye. See how it goes. Oh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, if I use both hands, my hands are more steady. I'm reshaping the highlight on his eye and taking forever. That's okay. Worth it. I think eyelids could be a bit lighter, as long as the value is working. I'm not gonna mess too much with it today. Yeah, the iris. So olive green iris. Just trimming the difference image so you can see what I'm working on the difference image. And if we are taking, if we're part of a painting adventure studio, you can take a screenshot of this here so that you have more you have a reference image with close-up. How's that? Yeah, if we are interested in this kind of challenging lessons, ongoing support and guidance, focusing on oil painting and drawing for representational painting inspired by nature. We are here for you. We have a membership called Painting Adventure Studio, and right now we have a growing library of lessons in a membership site. And the door is currently open, but it's gonna be closed tomorrow. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description, and please check it out before it's too late, because the membership fee will go up next month. It's already going up, but just for this weekend we're keeping the special rate for enrollment, and you'll be grandfathered in with this current rate the rate this weekend. We also have an annual plan. You save 2 months by going with annual plan. If we're already member with monthly subscription, there's also a good time to upgrade to annual plan and you lock in the current price. It works better with two hands because I can place my right hand against the left hand. This is a technique I learned in the welding class. Actually, my brother-in-law is professional welder, and I learned this technique from him. Like, I need better glasses to see this. Alright, now I have some space for yellow. It's not yellow, it's more like a olive green. Let's see if I can make that. No, it's a small amount. I don't need palette knife. So let's see if I can do this with tiny brush. Yellow and some custom black. So in theory, when you mix yellow and black, it makes dark green. And it works great for painting foliage, like evergreen or deep green. Let's see if it works. Oh. Maybe more brown and yellow. So it's not like green, it's like olive green. See, my left hand is resting on the part of the easel. Man, this is like a mission impossible. But I feel like I need this olive green iris so that he doesn't look like an alien with big black eye. I'm gonna start out this more intense and lighter yellow. Need to get rid of this excess paint building up on the brush and rolling up. Oh, you can see my palette. You don't need to see the room. We just need to see the eye, right? The view of Va's eye. How's that? I'm gonna show you Rosa up. Man, this is a special edition of live painting demo. 220% zoom in on the camera. I'm gonna reshape my brush on the palette, make it nice and pointy with fresh paint. Oh, look at that. Then it's gonna get a little bit darker. So the lower left corner of his eye has much more light. So it's lighter olive green. Then it gradually gets darker. I love painting eyes, especially eyes of animals, because there's so much depth. And so I'm adding some black to create slightly darker version of that. Just adding more black and brown to darken this olive. So if I'm just breathing my hand with pinky, it gets wobbly because my pinky gets tired. So if I can just rest in my entire hand on the left hand, resting on the easel, I can stabilize my hands even more. Both hands are on the tabletop. Now I need a half tone between these two extreme colors of yellow ochre and dark olive. Let's see how it goes. So this painting project is like a boot camp of gradation with half tones. But if you master that concept, using half tone to create better gradation instead of blending on canvas, which usually ends up with over blending, your painting will look so much more painterly. So at this point, it's really personal preference of how far you want to take this refining to, but I'm just obsessed with the eyes of birds, because to me that's where I can tell the personality and the story in the painting. Because even though it's not, he's not, his portrait is not showing a lot of landscape, the quality of the reflection in his eye, the lighting effect, his face and body tells a lot of story. I'm gonna wipe my brush because touch different color, reload black. So this is where I want to have crispy edge, because it's kind of like the focal point in this painting. His big round eye. That tells us his personality. His pupil needs to be nice and round, otherwise he will look like he has some kind of brain damage, right? Okay. Getting there. I can't wait to paint this on a bigger canvas. My life will be so much easier. But it has a potential. I love painting on small canvas like this, and spend a lot of time just studying the subject. So if I were to paint this on another canvas, then I can expand this to different format. I will show what I mean. What do I have? So this is the original photo, a frame from the video footage of photo shooting. So this is what it looks like, including his body and feet. And I just cropped this in really tight to study his face. So I could paint this full body portrait like this. But now I have done the small study of his face. I'm pretty familiar with his face. And I've done all my homework, learning about his facial structures, and also the process of painting his head. And it's going to be so much easier when it comes to painting larger painting and more element, including the environment, his body and his legs, you name it. So like I keep saying, I love painting small study and the tight close-up of the portrait before I get into bigger canvas. All right, so let's see what I got here so far. I'm gonna zoom up a little bit on the camera again. All right, I think it's looking good so far, and I'm sure when I come back from a break, I'll probably have more requests about my painting. And just even taking a few minutes break from my own painting, now I see Now I have a little fresher eye to look at my painting with more critical eyes. So this here, this highlight needs to be a little bit lighter. And I will give you one more pro tip. A lot of people suggest using mirror and see the look at your painting to review in the mirror. If you don't have that option, like using your smartphone and use that the black mirror effect, you can turn your head sideways, so like you're tilting your head 90 degrees, and you will see your painting with fresher eye. And as soon as I did that, my brain is too confused to see it as a quail painting with Charlie. Now I think seeing the highlight on the eye is a little bit jumpy. So I have some options. I can make surrounding of his eye, his eye, like eyelid, and the white marking of his face and highlight of his forehead lighter. So it's so funny. I'm gonna add a little bit of cream color to this highlight, so it's not pure white. Then I also feel like my painting could use a little bit more pink somewhere. So this chatting between us during the live is not wasting time, because it gave me opportunity to just refresh my eye. Now I'm gonna work on the eyelid. This time I'm gonna add a little bit more rose to the highlight. So I'm not using the same color, I'm creating variation. So it has more pink to this. So this variation, actually this variation creates more of an impressionistic effect with broken color. Same value but slightly different. lower eyelid is much lighter because it's receiving a lot of light. Makes sense? Now I can make this white feather, facial feather. Like his whisker, his mustache. It's just under his eyes, below his nostril. So that's like mustache, isn't it? So that's more like white. Maybe a hint of yellow to it. It's not too cool. That's too much. Now I need same degree of brightness on this lighted section of the white headband. Okay, I can soften this edge a little bit, just the edge of the mustache. Now with the dry brush, I can just blend this in. Dry brush means the brush without additional pigment loaded. You can just blend this in to the rest of the area. The white line around his neck, it's like necklace. Now I feel like I need to make this part of gray lighter to match with this. Because it's lit side. What do you think? If you like this demo, please like and consider subscribing to my channel. I'm gonna try to do this kind of demo more often, and if you're interested in learning more in-depth technique and get feedback on your painting, please consider joining my membership called Painting Adventure Studio. There's a link in the description, and the door is closing soon. Okay, I'm gonna just enhance some of the shadow of the feathers. Okay, I think this is a good stopping point. But before that, I think I want to sign. Okay, let's see if I can scratch my name somewhere here. Oh, it's still working. So I'm gonna cover this up and just make this even darker. So this part is more like lost edge. It's in the corner, and this is also where I want to carve my name. Okay, I have so many brushes. I have so many brushes to choose from. Maybe if I use white, maybe you can see better. Let's see if I can. I can practice signing my name. If I don't like it, I can cover it up. I'm gonna use more pointy brush. Let's see if this one would work better. I'm looking at the point. It's about the same, isn't it? See, I'm gonna try. Just gonna try to make it as discreet as possible. It's already drying here. Wipe. What's that? Maybe white needs to be and gray. It's better than nothing. and I didn't have to wait for the entire painting to dry to sign with fresh paint. The easiest way to sign the painting. Well, I'm happy with so far. I'm sure I'm gonna have to do something like yeah, I'm a perfectionist. This part is bothering me. Yes, before I start overthinking again, I'm gonna call it done. And thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.